It is Christmas Eve, day 12 of the 12 Days of BashMas, a betting series in which I try and make some money ahead of Christmas so that I can escape my family on Boxing Day and snowboard down La Paz de Chavanette in the Port de Soleil region of the Alps. On day 12, Christmas Eve, I am standing at £1,747 and 70 pence, and that means that I better dust that bad boy off and get my boots out and probably get a helmet. Talking about getting a helmet, as I'd maybe take this off, talking about getting a helmet, wear your helmet, kids. Whether you're snowboarding, skiing, you're an advanced, you're a beginner, Michael Schumacher didn't have one, or you're cycling to your pal's house 2 nights ago, had a couple of drinky poos in the pub, thought, I'm going to cycle to my pal's house. What do I tell the kids every time they go out on the bike? Put a helmet on. What did I do? Didn't put a helmet on because I'm only going around the corner, and for heaven's sake, I'm 46 years old and I don't need a helmet. So cycling back, I make the executive and very clever decision to cycle down the steps very fast at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I lose control and I end up in a ditch, upside down, head beneath my feet, in brambles, and I can't get up because I'm in a layer of brambles and I can't push down. There's nothing to push down on, and so I've managed to tear up and scratch all my arm, mostly my back, my head, back of my ear, and all from not wearing a helmet, especially the stuff, I mean, who cares about the hand and the leg, and my wife having to get thorns out of my back for the last couple of days, and all because I wasn't wearing a helmet. Also had to go home and wake her up to come back to the ditch to find my phone that was in the middle of it, fell in it a second time. It's all a bit Basil faulty. Christmas season in full swing. Don't recommend it. Not proud of it. Mentioning it because it happened on the weekend. If I do end up in the Alps, helmets all round. And perhaps we'll just stay clear of the orange runs. Will we? Will we though? So, yeah, the very choppy graph that we've had recently. All the golf lost on the weekend, although we did get second place with Lamprecht, but I was on him only to win. Interesting year in golf. So this is the overall golf chart. 5 years of data here. Looks very healthy. Each way betting up to £18,000. How about win only for 2024? Check this out. That is 784 bets. £5,600 staked. £1 profit for 0.02% ROI. That is extraordinary. It really is extraordinary. But as a profit, not a loss. 2024 is going into the profit column. You could maybe argue that that's time lost, but let's not go down that metagame. Now, what are we placing today? Actually, on that subject of what we're placing today, what were we placing last time? Well, there was some horse racing bets, as mentioned here. 3 that we can make here, so let's do Nadim, Cinderella, Portobello Girl, and Sunkeeper. So there was a message coming through. They claimed that I'm not getting on any of these bets, and they mentioned, I just don't understand why you can't do this video as examples of bets rather than you having to say that you've placed them all and made lots of money. I should probably just not watch the video as you're obviously irritating me and I'm struggling to let this go. So just on that subject, I'm on these bets. Now, sometimes the price can get cut on one of the horses because I'll send these out to the runner. The runner will then place the bet. And if the price has changed, I then have to subsequently update the spreadsheet. And then this whole thing came about, why are the odds changing on the spreadsheet? I was trying to keep it accurate. But then I just took it down because, you know what, I can't be bothered with the forensic analysis. If you don't believe that I'm on each and every one of these bets, that's perfectly fine. If I'm irritating you, I'd actually do recommend just turning off and moving on, because I don't want this to be the function of this video. I simply meant this to be a diary, an expose of what it is that I'm doing. If you were interested in the different angles and the strategies, you could maybe look at them yourselves or copy them. Or if you're just interested in the content and not copying them, great. But if I'm irritating you, then why? Just that's where you kind of like, just turn it off. Press the unsubscribe button and then we'll move on. So, looking at what's on today, I actually thought when having a few days off and then picking this up on Christmas Eve that there might be some darts on, there might be some horse racing on. There's no horse racing, so here is how my horse racing graph from the 12 days of BashMas is going to finish. Interestingly, here is the horse racing graph for win only. So at win only, exactly the same horses, okay, just not in multiples. Now I did place them into multiples for the most part. There was a couple of singles in there. If I can just find the right spreadsheet here. The singles came to £926 profit, which is a lot better than the multiples do. And it just goes to show you that you can get on the right horses, but if you don't get the right composition of those horses, one staking strategy can be a winning one over this small period and one will be a losing one. This is obviously down to the sample size. That's all it is. Larger sample of horses, this all evens itself out. So does it mean that I was wrong to do multiples? No, I was compounding value. I was probably making a little bit of wine out of water. It's a good time of year for that, isn't it? Well, did that happen this time of year? Who knows? So does that mean that I should have changed to doing singles? Well, it depends on your risk profile and the variance and the volatility. I do not mind that horse racing graph. I don't mind it. And I gave myself the opportunity to win a little bit bigger if I did win, but the stars didn't align, so it's okay. Looking at what's going to come up, no darts, no horse racing, no football, so I'm going to have a look at in-shop football coupons for Boxing Day. Getting on them early. Over at William Hill, we'll start with team to score 2 or more goals, which will be Notts County, Brighton, Adelaide, Sassuolo, Blackpool, Bromley and Wealdstone. And then there's going to be some crossover because the same teams have steamed in but in a different market. In the win and 2 or more goals in the match, it'll be Brighton, Sassuolo, Leyton Orient, Celtic, Barnet, Aberdeen and Wealdstone over in Betfred. And we've still got some similarity with the bets here. We've got Blackpool, Notts County, Ross County, Brighton, Hibernian, Swansea and Leyton Orient. And we're going to finish on the long list with Accrington, Brighton, Charlton, Leyton Orient, Blackpool, Notts County, and what's the last one? Wickham. And that will be it. So those will be, what, 140, 280, 560 pounds worth of stakes. So the worst I can finish is plus £1,190 on this betting series, which will be enough, just about, to pay for those toll roads in the middle of France on the weekend. And that'll be it for Christmas. I think that's time now to just turn everything off, unscrew that bottle of wine, put your helmet on if you're cycling to your friend's house, and get those pigs and blankets in the oven. Merry Christmas to everybody that's followed this BashMas series, and I will see you in the new year.